What is going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a great week. I appreciate you tuning in for another episode. And tonight we are going to kind of follow up with the short that I did about, do bass see the line? Does it really matter what kind of line you use? We are going to talk about that in this episode, so please stay tuned, and I will be right back. We're following up with the short that I made the other day. Does line really matter? Do fish see the line? Does it make a difference? I had some comments in there. Some people are like, it absolutely doesn't matter. Some people are like, absolutely, it totally matters. They can see that line. I know it sounds weird, but I agree with both. And the reason I agree with both is because I have had personal experience with bass fishing where there was certain times that it mattered and other times that it didn't matter whatsoever. So that's something you really need to keep in mind when it comes to fishing line, is the fish are gonna do different stuff no matter what. So we're never gonna be able to get the fish figured out to a T. I just don't think we ever will. And so this is my 2 cents worth on it. This is my experience on whether or not fishing line matters. So there has been times where I have been fishing and couldn't get a bite. This scenario, I had braid on and I was fishing some heavier cover. The water was kind of clear, but not super clear. And usually in heavier cover, it doesn't matter that much. So I thought. And so I couldn't get a bite. And I knew there were fish there. So what I decided to do was leave my setup exactly the way it was, but tie on a heavier fluorocarbon leader, just have that on there. And it wasn't much. I'm talking that much leader. And I was fishing the same bait, fishing the same cover, but I put that 1 foot of leader line onto my braid, and it made the biggest difference in the world. I started catching fish. So in that situation, it definitely mattered. Now, did the size of the line matter? No, because I was using 65-pound braid with a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. So it didn't really matter. But there has been other times where I was fishing straight fluorocarbon and couldn't get bit. So I went down to, 10-pound, 15-pound fluorocarbon, something a little bit lighter, went with a lighter rod, a little bit more finessey of a bait. Now the bait probably made most of that difference, but I also got more bites by switching over to lighter line. And it was really clear water. I wasn't expecting the water that day to be so clear. So it made the difference. Now, I've also had other situations when I had clear water and wasn't really even fishing heavy cover, but I was fishing 65-pound braid because it's all I had, and every single time I cast it in, I caught a fish. Is it something to really consider when you're bass fishing? Yes, I really do believe it is, but I also think that it's something that you don't need to dive so hard in that you just go to super light gear all the time and super light line all the time, because some situations you can't do that. Down here in Florida, we have a ton of thick pads. We have thick reeds. We have Kissimmee grass. We have hydrilla. You've got mats of dead grass that we like to flip and pitch. You've got logs, stumps. Cypress stumps are terrible on your line. So you can't really just go to lighter gear. You have to kind of get the best of both worlds. So I really do think that you should consider your line, but don't make it a priority, if that makes any sense. I don't think that you need to change all your gear up to where you always run clear line and small line, but I think you need to have the equipment to where you can adapt and adjust to what the fish want, because every day is going to be different. Some days it's like they can see the line. It's like it does make a difference. That 65-pound braid ain't cutting it. They won't bite the bait. So just be prepared. Have some different leader options so you can still have that really nice stout setup to fish that heavier cover, but you can also, you know, make it a little more finessey by running a clear leader on it. So there's a lot of different opinions, guys. This is just what I've learned. This is just my experience. I'm sure some of the other guys in our tournament club would probably disagree with me. They'd probably be like, dude, you're crazy. But it's my experience. It's what I have found out works best for me. Basically what I do is, let's say I'm fishing a tournament and I have a really clear water situation. There may still be some heavier cover, some Kissimmee grass or whatever, but we have clear water. What I will try to do for that tournament is still have my heavier gear so I can accomplish getting a bait into and getting a fish out of that heavy cover, but still kind of, you know, tweak it a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll have my heavy setup, throw a 15, 20 pound fluorocarbon leader on there. And I mean, if you're really fishing super heavy cover, throw something bigger. Throw a 30 pound fluorocarbon leader. Throw something that's really strong so you can get those fish back out. But just kind of trick the fish a little bit, you know, because there's some situations where it might matter. So it's definitely something to keep in mind when you are bass fishing. And then other situations, you know, like really dark water. I haven't personally ran into a situation where I had to run a leader in dark water, at least here in Florida. They didn't care. You could throw it on straight fluoro, you could throw it on mono, straight braid. It didn't matter. You could catch fish anyway, you know, and I think that darker water plays a big factor in it. I also think that the thick cover plays a factor in it too. You know, the more cover there is, the more camouflage your line is, because it's got more stuff around it. But yeah, for darker water, I've never really had to do that. Now, not saying that I won't have to do that, because like I said, the fish are finicky, man. They do what they want to do, and they are ever changing. Fishing has changed a lot just in my time of fishing, and I've been hard bass fishing, you know, really addicted to the sport, you might want to say, since I was 9 or 10 years old, you know, so it's changed a lot. But I think if we just kind of set up our gear to where we can adapt, we can, you know, let's say we're fishing a tournament, there's dark water and we're not really getting bit. Okay, let me see if the line's making a difference. Let me throw on a leader and see if it works. Clear water, okay, they're not biting it, I have braid on, let's throw a leader on there. Let's you know, I'm fishing with nice light gear, you know, and I'm getting bit on that, but I throw the heavier stuff and I'm not getting bit on it. Well, you just need to downsize your gear and fish a little bit more finesse. Fish are finicky, man, and they do what they want to do. We will never understand fish completely. So that's my 2 cents worth. I hope this helps you out. I hope all of this information helps you in becoming a better fisherman and gives you some more ideas on how to get those bites on those tough days. Because I know everybody has tough days. I have a ton of tough days every single season. And, you know, tournaments, you have those days where you're just like, man, why can't I catch a fish? But these little tricks will improve your game, and it will give you confidence in catching more fish and being able to catch fish more consistently. If you guys have any questions or any comments about it, if you have different ideas, please comment them below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to chat about it and get input on your side of it too. Please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you're putting the notifications on there so you get notified when I've got new content out. And please like the video. If you have any suggestions for what you guys want to see in the future, just let me know, and I'll be sure to try to get that content out. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I know this wasn't a super fancy video or anything, but you know, I think that this stuff needs to be talked about. So I love you guys. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you on the next one.